Hey everybody, welcome to a Stamp Anything video, and this is Let's Color Gem. We're going to start off with our skin, which is E04, E11, E21, E00, 000, and Quad 0. Of course, I'm going to start out with my E04, and that is going to put in the darker parts of my skin where I want the shadow to be. So that's under the hairline, in the jaw, around the ear, a little bit under the neck, into her chest, and the side of her legs, and under her skirt. And then we're going to progressively move to our lighter Copics like the 11, the 21, the 00, and the Quad 0. So I can tell you right now, I will always kind of go around the eyes, because in these eyes we now do have that nice eyebrow shape at the top drawn in for us by Annie. And then I'm going to continue around it with my E00 usually, just so I can lightly put in that line and keep my white space for my eye. So again, you're just going to continue from your I can't speak from your darker to lighter. Have you noticed voiceovers? Not always my thing, but I try. So I hope you're enjoying this so far, even though it is a speed coloring. But I thought, you know what? First release for February, which is You Are Such a Gem. I'm like, let's get Gem right out of the way. Let's get her out there for people to see. So I thought speed coloring, and next I'll pick someone else for our live. So now her makeup, pretty bright, RV 23, 21, 14, 13, E000, 00, and a 0. So that is to, oh, sorry, and that was for blending her makeup, just so you know those E's come in at the end. So she has got that huge 80s punk glam rock makeup. It was so fun to try to do on here. I was like, all right, is this gonna work? And I think in the end it did. But it was definitely a something fun, something new, and that's why I love this stamp, and I love all these little gem stamps, because I can't wait to create some cool makeup looks. And again, if you saw, we did color in that skin. I did color it in right above her eyes there. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna go over it with my makeup, because when you put on makeup, it usually goes over a color, and I just thought it kind of works with the realism of it. So I think it was going good. And then I was like, do you know what? She is gonna need a little bit of blending. And then of course, she gets those bright 80s cheeks as well. So I'm gonna add in that color shortly. That was a fun adventure, and that's where my E's come back in here. Because if you see, I'm like, okay, she's kind of got those strong lines. But I'm like, well, we want to soften them a bit, so that's why I went back in with my E's, just to soften it out there a bit, because I was like, well, she's looking like something with this makeup, and I'm not sure what it was. So I think we saved it. I saved it, and she blended nicely in the end. But sometimes it's just about playing with what you got and what you put on the paper. And then once we've got that all done, I do use a 0 just to make sure those lines are cleared out around her eyes. And then for her tongue, simple E04 and R20. That's pretty much my standard go-to. Now her hair, RV 17, 14, 13, RV 10, and RV 52. And the 52 goes in to add some depth and shadow. Now I always use my light source from the top left coming down to the bottom right mostly. So that's why her hair is definitely getting that darker color, that RV 17 in on that bottom right. And then of course we want the darkness to be above her shoulders, where that jacket is, underneath her cheeks and chin. So I keep that darker as well. And then I just progressively go through lighter with those markers, just to make sure I am creating some realism and a highlight effect. I actually really loved this look with the all pink hair. This image was a tiny bit of a challenge, because Copics a little bit limited sometimes on the amount of pinks they have, but I was treating it almost like, all right, this is like almost a monochromatic image, because almost all the pinks I used, pinks in her hair, her makeup, her jacket, her dress, her boots, all kind of fell in the same RVs. So in the end, I think I was pretty happy with her, and I think she turned out awesome. But yeah, I was like, all right, so pink it is. So once her hair is all finished, we're going to go into her earrings, and her earrings are typically pink, but I was like, no, not this time. We're going to break up that monochrome look. And we're using Y26 and Y23. Super fast to just get it in there. And then for her eyes, I wanted a little bit of color, so I did B00, BO2, BO5, and a touch of 0 again. And the 0 is just to make sure I'm maintaining that nice crisp line. So maybe you've got better hand control than I do, but I need to make sure I get things perfect after, and gotta just create a little soft line, make sure like right here it gets better. Now our microphone C1, C3, C7, and a little bit of BV32, and super quick to color in there. And again, I'll be doing a live, we'll doing things natural speed. But now her jacket, RV14, RV13, RV11, BV23, and a little bit of 0. And again, we're just adding the dark where I want the dark to be and moving slowly over to our lighter colors. And again, you can definitely see here that mono look coming in here, minus some of the grays, that little bit of blue and yellows. Now next up is her dress. And her dress color is VO9, RV19, 17, 14, and R20. My R20 is what's going to soften everything out in the end. But I started with that that VO9 for my darkest part in the shadow of the dress. And I kind of left that little bit of space out there outside too, where that white was, and then filled it in with that lighter color. And then I just go back in, fix what I want to fix. If it doesn't look right, I go fix it, I blend. Copics blend, they're alcohol markers, don't be afraid to go back in. So her boots, VO9 for the very bottom, and then RV19, 17, and RV10. So super quick color there as well, just putting in all the depth where I want it to be. All in all, it was I'm gonna say fairly easy image to color, minus a little bit of thinking about how am I gonna get all these pinks to look great. Now for her microphone detail, I just used a black fine tip pen, put those hatch marks in there. Then I went back into her belt, C3, RV19, and RV14. And then at the very end, I always like to add my highlights and a little shimmer on her dress. So I use a white Posca pen. You can use a white gel pen. It's totally up to you. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you are subscribed and get the notifications for our videos, and also make sure to like, the thumbs up super helps us, and comment or share the video as well. And for sure, drop a comment, let me know, and when you get to post when you can. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.